around closer to about 5:30ish. And I quickly found a park that was probably a couple blocks away, and I ran a couple blocks down. And when I got there, I got into on the other side where the protesters were. Now, this is where it gets interesting because on the other side where the protesters were, we were separated by, of course, this big line of police on the mounted the horses.
On the horses, yeah.
They were on the horses. We had the SWAT, we had tactical, we had everything there that was facing the protesters. Do you understand what I'm saying? As
Yes.
if to make sure that the protesters somehow did not interfere with the Trump supporters going inside. And that was not their intent. Most of the people that I saw, most of the people that I talked to, they were all very peaceful. They were just there. You know, they may have had signs. There were a couple people there with like little horns and things. You know, they were talking and kind of, you know, if you will, getting the crowd excited. But there was no aggressiveness from the protesters until a Trump person would say something to one of the protesters. And
So,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
so Trump's on television today saying that the protesters were violent.
No, that is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true from what I saw. And I want to extend an invitation to a good friend of mine, Mr. Anthony Galvin, who also went down to the rally, and also Kirsten. Kirsten, I can't remember how to pronounce your last name.
Now you're giving shout outs.
No,
you don't
but
even know their damn last name.
they were there.
Inside?
I believe they made it inside. I'm not exactly sure, but if they didn't make it inside, they were very close because they had tickets to go inside. So if they would, you know, give a call to the show, you know, 773-763-9278 and give their accounts as well.
So it's interesting to me because anytime it's this media narrative. I watched on Trump this morning as much as I could bear on Meet the Press. And of course, he's like, well, they're violent and they're swinging and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, listen, okay, I watched as much footage as was available. And I didn't really see anybody. I saw people locked arm in arm with two fingers up for peace. But I didn't really see anybody jumping on anybody. And what really kind of got me was Chuck Todd, who was a lackey. He allowed Trump to continue to espouse this thing. Jake Tapper on CNN did the same thing. And like, no, dude, that's just not what happened. Why? First off, you weren't there. You watched it on TV like the rest of us.
Right.
And I didn't see protesters do anything except maybe get upset with somebody talking loudly in their face. But I thought that the protesters showed amazing restraint.
Amazing restraint. Now, from what I saw too.
And then there's also this debate about a private event and them being disruptive. Now, being disruptive is part of protesting. And I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I mean, I think the man should have a right to say something and you have a right to be upset about it. But I think you should protest, then let the man speak, and then protest some more. I think that's the polite thing to do.
Yeah.
But for anybody to insinuate that these people protesting were in the wrong for protesting, I think they're way out of bounds there.
I agree. I don't think that they did anything outside of, if you will, just being able to express how they felt about the rhetoric that, you know, he has been. He, to me, what I have been seeing from him, this is all a deliberate act of his. This is just something that he's been rolling from one city to the next. I mean, because before he even got to Chicago, look at what happened in St. Louis.
Right.
Did you hear some of the things that he was saying to the crowd as they were taking out the protesters there? Go get a job. Go home to your mommy. You know, these people and those people. And they, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This has been coming, and I knew it was going to come to a head here in Chicago.
Right.
Chicago is not North Carolina. We're not Fayetteville. We're not those other southern towns that he's been to. And then coming on the heels of already racial tension here with regards to the Laquan McDonald shooting, the other police shootings. This was just a hotbed just waiting to explode.
Right. You can't do that here. Not not in a town like Chicago where it's diverse. And I don't know if he knew, but he's in a diverse part of town. And you've got the convergence of a lot of different communities. And admittedly, Chicago is a very segregated town.
It is. But
UIC is probably at the center. It's where all the different communities kind of meet. And in terms of a diverse campus, the UIC has to be among the most diverse campuses as well.
Oh, that was one of the most shocking things about this whole thing is UIC University. Oh my goodness.
He should have picked someplace way out in rural Illinois somewhere.
Look, even Bernie knew enough to be out in Summit somewhere.
Aren't y'all proud of Chicago for standing up like that? I'm so proud of Chicago for standing up like that.
Standing up and showing restraint, I think.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Because they're being characterized, and I think really unfairly. And that's what really kind of gets me mad about the press nowadays. It's not it's not what people might think. It is the lack of journalistic integrity. I mean, you can't just let somebody come on TV or radio and say anything and not check them.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody see that? Anybody said that? I watched Chuck Todd again today on Meet the Press. And a lot of these guys, by the way, are afraid of losing their press credentials. So they're afraid to ask hard questions or write, things that aren't so good about candidates because they might lose their press credentials. Damn your press credentials. You can't let nobody come on TV and just make stuff up like that.
Right.
That's not what happened. It's unfair to those people. I think this also, and I'm going to go there. I'm going to play the race card today. I'm going to do it today. Because, listen, whenever black people protest, it's called a damn riot. Right? If white people, they're peaceful protesters. They're exercising their constitutional right to protest. But it's violence when black people, just because we're waving our arms. He characterized, did you see the guy who got cold cocked at that rally in North Carolina?
The black guy with the braids.
Yeah. So this guy comes down the aisle, right? Throws an elbow, hits him in the face. The kid falls down. Looks like he was a kid, falls down. And the police jump on the kid.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Not the hillbilly who hit him.
Not him who hit him, right.
And of course, that old guy got to go back and sit down in his seat and watch the rest of the rally.
Oh, but the comments that he said to Inside Edition, did you hear those?
Yeah, next time we should kill him.
Next time we may have to kill him?
Yeah.
Stop the madness.
So Trump characterized that kid who got punched today as violent.
Called him a thug.
Called him a thug. said he was swinging at people.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
And the press lets their clowns say this stuff and not check it.
I think the only difference between what happened in Chicago and probably some of the other Trump protests is the numbers of the protesters. It was the numbers of the protesters. It wasn't just like one or two people protesting inside
nice
of
number, right.
a Trump rally. It was the number. Just like you say hyenas. Hyenas only tough when they got numbers, so to speak.
Right.
You know? So that's kind of like the numbers matched those numbers of the Trump protesters. They could have did a sucker punch attack. It wasn't going to happen like that in Chicago.
Right.
So,
no, hell no.
I was proud of
Chicago. Because I think we all saw the big brother. I'd like to meet that brother too, Tressa. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The big brother who took a swing at the white guy.
Listen,
did you see that?
I did see that. And from what I saw on television, it was as if he was talking to the other
talking to him, right?
Yes, he was talking to him. And then all of a sudden, after he was, he tired of what the Trump supporter was saying.
Screaming, by the way, in his face.
He turned and he was walking away. And the Trump supporter just continued behind him, yelling and screaming, and really got close to him. And it was as if at that point is where the protester felt threatened and he turned and he did swing on him. Now
I think he missed, though.
Yeah.
Which was kind of looks silly.
I think it's like we're learning a lot from being able to watch Trump his rise. I think America is being able to witness a lot about Trump rising the way he is, because it's showing those pockets of white privilege, racism that exists, or divisiveness that exists in America without us having to really point it out.
I think America's lying to itself, because everybody kind of denies that Trump is an anomaly. But you've got a big chunk of the population who supports him.
And it's on display.
Yes.
It's all out loud.
And that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good to be able to witness it and really have some intelligent dialogue concerning it and be able to point out things specifically.
I think Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Because it's in front of us like that.
Right.
Mhm.
I think it only progresses, though, when the media has the journalistic integrity to call it out.
I agree.
Like
I agree.
this is Trump is a result of Republicans and their fear mongering,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
their otherism over the last 7 years.
Oh, but not according to according to Ted Cruz. This is all Barack Obama's
It's his fault. He called him a damn emperor.
He did. He did.
Ted Cruz did.
Yeah, he said
Ted
it's
Cruz
all
did.
Obama's fault.
Yeah.
Really?
Doesn't his voice irritate you?
Oh man, I want to play.
Ted Cruz voice really irritates
He
me. man.
sounds like George Bush to
I'm
me.
going to
I
tell
don't.
you guys one thing. If I'm going to be president,
Don't get me started on voices because you know your boy endorsed Trump this week. Yeah. Hey guys, let's get in. All right, we got the phones ringing already. I'll get to you guys in a second. The number is 773-763-9278. We're jamming. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
Hi, I'm Donna Miller, and I'm president of Democratic Women of the South Suburbs. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
For 25 years, the Center for Economic Progress has helped low-income working families become more financially stable through our free tax and financial services. Each year, over 1,000 volunteers help prepare tax returns at no cost for more than 20,000 families across Metro Chicago. On average, the Center for Economic Progress helps each family receive a tax refund equivalent to 6 weeks of their annual salaries. Visit the Center for Economic Progress at www.economicprogress.org or call us at 312-252-0280.
The Law Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you, whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
I think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right. You better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Hi, this is Cheryl Maynard, publisher of the Chicago Defender. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Yes, indeed. The number is 773-763-9278. So I did something this week. Tressa, you like this. Rob, you even like this better, man.
What's that?
I took the opportunity, and I've been doing it kind of off and on for the last few months. I took the opportunity to read the campaign pledges
Oh, that's pretty smart.
For the presidential campaign.
Okay.
Has anybody you know done that?
No.
No.
Look what I got here. See what I got here? You see what I got here?
I see it.
I got notes. I took notes.
All the candidates?
I got everybody done except Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody done. I took kind of copious notes.
Okay.
And then the next step for me is to kind of go back to the actual federal registers and federal records and see how the numbers add up. Right.
Okay.
But I can give you over the course of the day.
Okay.
I can give you kind of my synopsis of where they are. The people who like a particular candidate not going to like what I say, I'm sure, and they're going to think, I'm this and I'm that. But I'm reading what they wrote, right?
Okay.
I'm took notes.
Okay.
And some of this stuff, in fact, a lot of this is cut and pasted from the site. So it ain't my words. It's not my characterization of what I read. It's theirs, right? Right. So I got it all here. In fact, I would encourage everybody who isn't lazy to do so. I mean, we got to vote here on Tuesday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is something you should know. This ain't no damn popularity contest.
No.
You know what I mean?
There's too much at stake.
Yeah, we got to know this stuff. We got to know what they've planned to do. And more importantly, we've got to hold these people accountable to what they promised.
Absolutely.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So I see people raising the stink about, on our page, for instance, some people took issue with some posts that weren't so flattering for Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And everybody needs to be held accountable. Too long, they've been coming to communities during election time.
Right.
They make all kind of promises and disappear until the next election time.
Right.
No, hell no. Listen, what you about? This is what you said in the past. I didn't like it.
Right.
Answer to this.
Okay.
We should hold them all accountable.
Absolutely.
Right? So let me give you, for instance, some of what Hillary says. Right. Campaign finance reform. And they have categories that they have listed, and they have them formatted different ways on their web pages. But campaign finance reform, she wants to overturn Citizens United. You can't do that. The president can't overturn Citizens United, but it's a good goal.
Okay.
Right. It has to be something that happens in other branches of government. In the secret and unaccountable money in politics, establish a small donor matching system to amplify the voices of everyday Americans. Sounds wonderful, except for the fact if you have a Republican Congress and a short Supreme Court, how do you get it done? So it's not really a promise, it's kind of a goal.
Okay.
Admirable, but will she stand up for it is the question. Right? Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay. College costs. Ensure no student has to borrow to pay for tuition. Now, there's some word games going on here, right? Because Bernie's saying free college and she's saying loan-free college. There's a subtle difference. I've read and understand what she's trying to do, but there's just a subtle difference.
Well, I think what she's saying there is, students that can afford to pay for college, let's have you afford and pay for it. And the students that can't, and maybe there'll be some guidelines that'll be established for the students that can't, let's get them some grants. Let's get them, some loans that can be forgiven technically per se.
Right. Well, technically, neither one of them can afford it. I mean, if you're going off the money of your parents, I mean, the student themselves can't afford it.
Well, I think that part of it needs to be revamped in and of itself, because when you base a person's ability to go to college on whether or not they're being still supported by their parents, I think that in and of itself is a problem.
The whole college funding program needs to be reworked.
Yeah,
so that we get more people who are eligible for and academically credible into college. Right. Let me take a couple calls here because we've been people holding here. That's what I mean to do today. KJ, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
All right, trying to hang in there. I hope my call don't get dropped. I'm gonna come right out and say it as best as I can. Louisiana, Mississippi went big time Clinton. Okay, that was a mistake. I don't know if the folks down there kind of thought about what they were doing. Now, when I was campaigning, I ran for the 9th Congressional District on the northwest side of Chicago about a dozen years back. Jan Schakowsky was out there with Miss Clinton in Vernon Hills. Jan Schakowsky basically punched me in the chest over by Cumberland and the Blue Line when I was handing out my campaign material. She walked up with about 3 women and just took one of my campaign leaflets, crumpled it up, and punched me in the chest. These Schakowsky, whether it's Clinton, whether it's that Schultz lady from Florida that runs the Democratic Party, are nothing but Republicans, blue dog Democrats, whatever they call them, in disguise. They should join the Republican Party as far as I'm concerned. You get that word out to the people throughout the country that they're nothing but Republicans in disguise anyways, we might be able to get someplace. Now, I was trying to get a hold of the Bernie Sanders campaign. They are stopping my phone calls. I've got the Homeland Security Services on my phone all the time. I hear my phone going click, click, click. My phone never goes through. And I'm visually disabled. I can't even walk outside my door, but I'm pounding with everything I can. This is one of the best ways I can get at it.
How long
now,
have you,
last thing I'm going to say,
how long have you been visually disabled?
Big time, where I have no difference between day and night, I would say about 6 years. Okay, so when you were campaigning, you had some sight. Yeah.
Did you press charges against Schakowsky when she punched you?
Well, with our judicial system, with what they've done to me, they had me walking around with no eyesight, and they didn't give me my disability. They had my food stamps tied up in Humboldt Park when I was in McHenry County, and everyone had food stamps. I couldn't even get food stamps. They didn't give me my unemployment. They didn't give me my disability. I had no eyesight. I was being pounded like crazy, and that was it.
But you didn't press charges though?
What good it would? Listen, I've been in Chicago since, I used to party with the hippies in the 60s when I was a little boy. They used to say, what's this little kid doing here? Now, I'm talking about the guys in the microbuses, the hippie clothes in the late 60s, okay? So I know what's going on. Plus, with all the resources I had, I know a lot more than 99.8% of the people in Chicago, probably including you, as to what's going on.
Well, a lot of people know more than me. I bet you do too. Yeah. So you had one more point, man. Go and get it in before I get the next call.
Okay. The last point is Bernie said that he wants Emmanuel, that he doesn't want his endorsement no matter what. Now, Emmanuel, Hillary hasn't said nothing about that. Now, the one thing Emmanuel goes running off to is all the Bible thumpers in the African United States community. Listen, you could take your Bible thumpers throughout that's who we're really up against. And I implore the people of the African community that I love, even love the native United States people even more. They got hit hard, a lot harder. Right. They got hit a lot harder. You know that. Yeah. But I implore the folks, put your Jesus Christ trip, give him a vacation. He hasn't shown up, never will show up. Yeah. Don't listen to any of the preachers. That includes Mr. Jesse Jackson or anything that they have to say, because, listen, we got to get this job done. It can't be kumbaya. We got to hit them hard, because it's all of us that are at stake here. Yeah. If we don't turn around and get rid of these plutocrats or oligarchs, whatever they are, the 1%ers, they're jumping around just putting up shows for us, and that's about it.
Yeah, KJ, listen, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Take care, man. Any thoughts? I'm surprised that I ain't about hitting on girls, but if a girl hit me, you don't roll up on me like that. I'm gonna make you feel like I'm gonna hit you, hit you back. I'm sorry, man.
No. I was just gonna say, sometimes when it comes to religious talk, I just think that religion in our country, so to speak, is just a way we can identify where people get their morals from. Specifically, I mean, it's like a transparent, open book. Whatever religion you belong to, you just can easily identify where people get their sense of morals from. I don't think it doesn't play such a prominent impact in politics. It's just to identify more than it is just say,
except for the
Bible thumpers.
Except for the fact that they pander to those people.
Right. Well, those people, those citizens, so to speak, they play the influential game just like everybody else does.
Look at here. I read up on Cruz's thing. Cruz has got big parts. And for some of the stuff in Cruz's campaign, I kind of skipped over because I knew what he was going to say. Categories like restore the Constitution. Restore it to what? Second Amendment rights, give everybody a gun, secure the border, build a wall, defend our nation, spend more money on military, stand with Israel to get the Jewish money. I get it. Religious liberty, blah, blah, blah. I got all that. But watch this though, and this is consistent across Cruz and Rubio. And don't let me get started on Trump because it says nothing on his site. But I wrote down what he tried to say. But for Cruz and Rubio here, first off, they want to Cruz, for instance, he wants a single low 10% tax rate.
Mm-hmm.
Family of 4, the first 36,000 will be tax free. So he wants to play that game we did with Bush again.
Mm-hmm.
Cut taxes. You know, the thing that crashed the economy.
Yep.
They want to do that again.
Again.
Right. So there's a strong issue, the strong wording around cutting taxes and reducing regulations. In fact, Cruz goes as far to say that he wants to eliminate the EPA.
Yes. Yeah. I
damn healthy water and air. Who needs that? Let's eliminate the EPA and let's cut regulations.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. That's the same old Bush formula. You remember the one that crashed the economy? You remember that?
Let's
do that again. Okay.
Cruz scares me more than Trump does.
Creepy, isn't he? Creepy.
Oh my God. As my fiance said, he is the devil.
He creepy as hell.
He's the devil.
He creepy as hell. Let me get Frank in here. Frank, what's up, man?
How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How you?
Good. I'm very scared of Donald Trump.
Don't be. You know what? He's a punk. You could take him. Don't be afraid of him.
Okay.
Really, man. I don't even know how big you are, Frank, but I know he's a punk.
I'm not real big.
But you could hit him low then. If you built low to the ground, just hit him low. It doesn't make a difference. He's a punk. You see that punk the other day? Somebody tried to get up on the stage. He turned around and the Secret Service came.
They jumped him.
He's supposed to be a tough New Yorker, man. Turn around and put your knuckles up, punk. I'm sorry, Frank.
Thanks for the step. I appreciate it.
You sound like Trump, Eric.
I wish I had 1/10 of his money, but
he's broke as hell, by the way. So you want 1/10 of nothing? That's what you want?
You think he's broke?
That cat is leveraged to the hilt, man. He bankrupts companies like crazy. Don't get me started, man. I try not to waste my time on the Mr. Comb-overs. So just don't. Okay, go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry, man.
Anyway, he is the president of the Donald Trump fan club, but basically, African Americans, I think, did a great job in 2008 to get the vote out for President Obama. And I hope that African Americans come out in droves on Tuesday to get rid of some of these right-wing nut jobs.
Some of these we need to get rid of some of these left-wing nut jobs too, by the way.
Personally, I'd rather have a left-wing nut job in office versus a right-wing, because it seems the left-wing nut jobs at least will keep the money in the United States and not invade foreign lands and things of that nature. That's just me.
Point taken.
But anyway, I hope the turnout is huge to get rid of these rich folks.
Who are you voting for, man? Can I ask?
Sure. I voted already for Bernie Sanders.
Okay. Hey. Bernie got one. We know he got one vote. Hey, Frank, thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bernie got one, man.
2. I'm voting for him, too.
You voting for Bernie, too?
Yeah, I'm voting for Bernie.
What about you, Tressa? You going to talk out loud about who you voting for?
I'm with her.
Why are you talking in pronouns, man?
I'm with her.
Why are you talking in pronouns?
Well,
where's Lady B, man?
That's
Lady
understood.
B over there with you? Where's Lady B, man?
We are with her. Lady B has already, yes, she has already disclosed.
Lady B ain't from
to me.
here. Donald Trump gonna put her out. He gonna put her out. She ain't from here. She cooks pork legs. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I haven't decided yet.
Oh yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
Who you narrowed down to? Trump and who? Trump and who?
Okay, so listen. Let me start from the bottom up. The bottom up.
Okay.
All right. Kasich is on the radar.
Okay.
Except for the fact, now when I read some of the stuff he did, like in Ohio, so he claims to have cut taxes.
Right.
He cut income taxes, admittedly, right? But he raised every other tax. Taxes on milk, on gas, on sales tax. He raised every other tax.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of a misnomer. 400,000 jobs.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a late candidate to go to the general election that I think I'm probably end up on switching voting for Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Jesse
Just
Ventura.
the shape of his damn head bothers me, man. Okay, so the number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hello, this is Dr. John Artis from Health on Earth Wellness Centers. You can visit us at www.healthonearth.org. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualityoflifeinsurance.com.
Traditionally, it's taken many kinds of insurance to give you security. Quality of Life Insurance is changing all that. It can provide life insurance, protect against disability, and provide benefits if you suffer a serious illness or injury and survive.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away. Hi, I'm Chris Boulware, founder of itsashort.com. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
So we're talking presidential politics today. You know what? We need to get our Twitter thing going here, man, too. You know what I mean? Our handle is TFM Radio Show. You hit us there. I spent some time on Twitter last night. That stuff come at you, man, too fast. Man, I'm too old for that, man. They come at you too fast. But we're going to try to get that going, too. And visit our YouTube page. Check that out. Check out our YouTube channel and like it or follow it or whatever you're supposed to do with YouTube. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Do that.
Just listen.
Huh?
Listen to it.
But you can like too. Like it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it. Oh, subscribe. That's what it is. Subscribe to it. Subscribe to our YouTube page. That way you get notices about I don't know what you get notices for, but it's cool. It's cool. I like YouTube, man. It's actually cool. 773-763-9278. Let me get Ivan in here. Ivan, bet you didn't know I was coming to you now, did you?
No, I didn't, brother.
What's up, man?
Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. Were you at the rally, man?
No, man.
What's wrong, man? What's wrong with you?
I'm old. I'm in DuPage.
Okay, that's a long bus ride. You're right.
Hey, anyway, you're right about one thing.
What's that?
It's time for the damn media to call the base of the Republican Party that has given us a majority in the Senate, the House, and the majority of the legislators in all the rich states what they are. They are xenophobic, racist, Bible-thumping, anti-government, teabag, Obama haters, period.
That's a lot of adjectives, man.
And Donald Trump is their hero.
He sure is. So far, he's proven to be their hero if votes mean anything.
And guess what?
What?
It doesn't matter if it's Cruz, Rubio, or Kasich, or Trump. They're all pandering to these racist fools.
If only to not denounce Trump early on in the process, back when he was questioning the president's birthplace. Yeah, you had nothing to say back then, did you?
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
And did you see that correspondence dinner a few years ago when
when the president jumped on him?
When Obama ripped Trump. That was the same night he killed bin Laden.
That's right. He killed 2 people that night, didn't he?
Yeah, he killed Trump and bin Laden.
That's right.
But unfortunately, the teabaggers have resurrected that fool Trump.
Now,
But
you know
anyway,
what? They made him, and now they've made a Frankenstein monster, and
That's
now they're
right.
claiming they didn't do anything about it.
Like I say, that's what the Republican Party is. Xenophobic, racist.
That's right.
And they have blocked everything and President Obama, in my opinion, will go down as a great president.
Yeah.
You know, despite all the obstruction these fools have given me. But let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
I'm a Bernie man.
Bernie got 3 votes now.
As a Vietnam vet, a retired union man, paying off my daughter's college loans, and as a grandfather, Bernie Sanders is speaking the language I want to hear. I have joined his revolution.
He's kind of an old dude, though, isn't he? Not with all due
Doesn't
respect to
matter
old dudes.
what difference that make how old he is.
Well, actually, listen now, Ivan. Careful now. Really? You want somebody that can't control their bowels in the White House?
Damn right. As long as he puts Nina Turner as his VP.
Oh, you mean the girl from Ohio? The lady from Ohio?
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah. You said that in some kind of way, man. I don't know what you mean by that, man. You're a dirty old man, dude. Take it easy, player.
Don't give me that.
You said it now. You
she
said,
is
I
great.
love her. You said it like
I
that,
love hearing
man.
her talk.
No. You said, I love her. That's what you said, man.
I do love her.
No, you didn't say it like that, though,
I
man.
love you too.
All right. No, easy, man.
Way to clean it up, Ivan. Way to clean it
Yeah,
up.
Ivan, I appreciate it, man.
Cool.
Take care.
Hey,
All right.
vote Bernie. He's the only one who's got a plan for stabilized Social Security.
All right. I hope he paid you for that, man. Hope he paid you
the
for that.
healthcare system.
Okay. Hope he paid you for that,
Hey,
man.
it's Medicare for all. It's a simple fix.
It's simple. I got you there. I got you.
And the same with fixing Social Security. Raise the damn cap. That's easy.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Period.
Okay, so okay.
Bernie's the only man talking
Dude,
about
man, if you go too far, you're gonna make him have to pay you. All right.
Well, you got. All I want you to do is vote for Bernie
All right, I appreciate that.
and all the listeners out there.
Okay. Appreciate it, man.
Cool.
All right, see you.
Hey, I'm gonna follow up for Ivan real quick on racial justice from Bernie Sanders. Demilitarize our police forces, invest in community policing, reenfranchise the more than 2 million African Americans who have had their right to vote taken away by a felony conviction, make Election Day a federal holiday to increase voters, ban prisons for profit, turn back from the failed war on drugs, give our children, regardless of their race or income, a fair shot at attending college, invest $5.5 billion to create 1 million jobs for disadvantaged young Americans who face high unemployment rates.
You know, the one thing I noticed in reading all this stuff is that Bernie is the only one who gives actual numbers.
Okay.
The only one who gives actual numbers, budgetary numbers, right? Which leads me to going to the Federal Register to try to figure out, you know, is it accurate? But he's talking about sending several $1 trillion on what he's trying to do, which is a significant investment. But he's got numbers. He's committing to numbers, which is amazing. Of course, he needs congressional support because they have the checkbooks. But that aside, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I'm not endorsing Bernie yet, but you know,
Yeah, he will just like Hillary or just like any other president that gets elected will still need the support of Congress to pass or at least initiate any legislation to make changes, correct?
Well, yeah. Well,
Okay.
anything having to deal with expenditures has to go through the Congress because they have the
Absolutely.
checkbook. On Hillary, the economy, she wants to give working families a raise. Cool. No numbers, but cool. And tax relief that helps them manage rising costs, create good paying jobs. if I read this stuff, it sounds good. It's like I want a pretty wife that has all her own hair and teeth. Yeah, that's great. I hear you. I want that too. But
how do you do that?
Right. Clean energy and scientific and medical research to strengthen our economy and growth, close corporate tax loopholes, and make the most fortunate pay their fair share. Okay. It wasn't really a lot of numbers, although Hillary's known for her white papers where she kind of spells out policy. You don't really see any numbers on her page. I got to dig deeper to figure that out. Let me get to, this is interesting. Azalee, did I get it right?
Yes.
Or is it Azalee?
No, Azalee is correct. Let me turn it, no, I don't think I have the radio on. I was thinking I had the radio on. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I have to turn that off, but I didn't put it on. I have a lot to say, so I know I can't say it all, but I warn us about making up our mind to vote for Bernie so fast, because as Democrats, we are not usually too aware of the real dirty politics that Republicans play. I mean, they can be awful. Remember John Kerry? It just looked like that guy should have, won. But at the last minute, before, you could check out what they were saying, they brought up that Swift boat, boat?
Yeah, that is him standing against the war. And
he lost, and it was a lie. So we have to be careful. To me, Bernie is a good guy, almost too good to run for president of the United States. And so we have to be careful about that. I think if we think about President Jimmy Carter, that was a good guy.
Still is a good guy. Great guy.
Yeah, right. So Hillary may not be, what we, but honestly, part of Hillary's reputation has been created by the media and the Republicans. And if we remember how she sat there with those House Democrats, supposedly, was that about Benghazi or whatever it was about for all those hours, she stood up to them. But now I'll tell you this, I have a young cousin who, maybe he's in his early 20s. He is a Bernie supporter, which is fine. And I was questioning him. And you know what he finally said to me? Well, Hillary is a woman. How is she going to stand up to those men, the other men, the other leaders of the world? How's she going to stand up? And I tried to tell him, that's what they said about Barack Obama. He was a black man. How's he going to stand up to all these white guys? It's silly. We get these ideas. And I do see a little homophobic going on, because most of the time, those who call up say that I support, I'm not really saying anything about the people right there on your show. Most of the time, they are guys. I support Bernie. We have to be very careful when we decide on, who is going to be the Democratic nomination, because the Democrats they are well known for blowing an election that they should have won.
That's true.
So let's
very true.
be very careful. We need somebody in there who knows how to fight dirty. And actually, I don't like fighting dirty, but sometimes you do. I know Bernie has good, ideas and all, and things that appeal to you. He's not going to be able to do that because they're not going to let him. He's not going to be able to do the free college thing. Maybe there should be no free college, except there should be, like a revamping of the interest and things to help people, to be able to afford college. You don't really need free college for people who can afford it. So Hillary is saying, you know what? I know I'm not going to promise you things that, are sort of like unrealistic. And a part of Bernie's problem is, to me, he's promising things that he is not going to be able to give. So the bottom line is we need to outsmart the Republicans for a change.
Yeah, stop being stupid, right? Yeah, I got you. Hey, girl, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, you all have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care. I just got a message here on our social media that says Governor Kasich has signed every restriction on abortion and family planning that has landed in front of him. Also, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. So he is anti-abortion. Well, you expect that, though. You expect that.
On the Republican side, absolutely.
Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do. You expect that.
I can't believe that we're still in 2016 having that discussion. My fiance and I sat around today and we watched.
Why don't you give that boy a name?
I give him a name. His name is Lloyd.
Okay, call it Lloyd then.
Okay.
Lloyd, my fiance. That's how you need to say it.
All right. Lloyd, my fiance.
It's like saying
and
that boy. It's like saying that boy.
No, it's not.
It is too.
Listen, we were sitting around and we watched, we are avid Law and Order watchers. And they had a show on today about a lady who had facilitated the death of her daughter, basically because she thought the daughter was possessed by the devil. So this whole religious aspect of it and having to be able to make a decision on whether or not it was right for this nun, if you will, to do this, what she called an exorcism. And it was basically, it came down to whether or not, because she thought she was doing the work of God, did she think that she was still responsible for the death of the child? And then to ask the jury to basically make a decision upon that as well. And so the whole thing came down to whether or not, in the face of moral decisions, which I feel a lot of these candidates kind of throw out there from a moral standpoint. And this goes back to what I was talking about with the abortion rights. From a moral standpoint, I think a person has the right to choose, but if they choose, then that's their choice, and that's between them and their God with the decision that they made. But here on earth, according to man's law, those are what should be followed according to the laws, and then let the other part play out in itself. So the Republican Party, to me, when they insist upon bringing that issue back up, they're again, as Rob said, the Bible thumpers, they're trying to throw that part or interject that aspect into it. And I just think that that's wrong.
Well, we'll get to it when we come back from this break, though, but I think it's hypocritical to what they always say about getting government out of our lives. That's getting government in your lives.
That is definitely getting it back in.
Trump, he's got 4 or 5 categories only. U.S. versus China is one category. Immigration reform is another category. VA reform and Second Amendment rights. He goes into detail in those, but it's like third grade stuff. Healthcare, of course, repeal Obamacare, modify existing laws to allow health insurance across state lines. We actually have that now with the exchanges, but okay, I won't go there.
Exactly.
And allow individuals to use HSAs, health savings accounts. HSAs are terrific. Great idea. I like HSAs.
But what is he talking about with that? People use their HSA accounts already.
Yeah, I know. We already have that. And then they're talking about block granting Medicaid to states. That's great. But okay, so we got to take a break, do the news. I see Bill. I see Lemon. I can't read real well. Tony from Downers Grove and Matt. I see you guys holding. Stay tuned for more at the family meeting.
I'm Alicia Stewart. Check me out on Twitter at Alicia Stew, ALICIASTEW. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualityoiflifeinsurance.com.
How do you describe quality of life? For most of us, it's about health, people we love, and peace of mind. Quality of Life Insurance is modern, affordable life insurance that works harder for you. It's there for your family if you die, but it can also provide benefits if you suffer a serious illness or injury and need financial help to maintain your lifestyle. Quality of Life Insurance even gives you options to build cash value for a more secure retirement. You've worked hard to attain your quality of life. We work hard to help you protect it.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
This is Carmen Ruffin, co-host of The Family Meeting. We love being here every Sunday. Our sponsors and advertisers make that possible. So if you're a business owner or a manager, please consider advertising on our show. There's something for every budget, from one commercial per show to a full sponsorship.
For more information, contact The Family Meeting at info@tfmradioshow.com. That's info@tfmradioshow.com.
And now the Family Meeting presents your Chicago Defender News.
And here are the top stories from ChicagoDefender.com. According to media reports, Chicago police have arrested Dwight Boone Doty and charged him with the murders of 9-year-old Tyshawn Lee. The 22-year-old reported gang member was allegedly involved in an ongoing gang conflict in Auburn Gresham this past fall, and Lee was targeted due to his father's alleged gang affiliation. Boone Doty, who was locked up on unrelated charges at Cook County Jail, had bragged about shooting Lee to fellow inmates, one of whom informed authorities, who had him wear a wire to get Boone Doty caught on tape. A man who escaped from a jail in Mississippi was fatally shot by the family he held hostage on Thursday. Raphael Arnez McLeod was fatally shot by a couple near downtown Vicksburg. Raphael Arnez McLeod escaped police custody on March 2nd and came into contact with the homeowner and his son around 4 p.m. on Thursday. McLeod tied up the family and locked them in the bathroom. After the woman was allowed to leave the bathroom, she grabbed the family gun and shot McLeod. After the husband's bonds were cut by the wife, the husband took control of the weapon and fired additional shots, striking McLeod, police said. Police found McLeod's body filled with bullets in the family's bathtub. McLeod was facing capital murder charges in the June 2015 death of 69-year-old Sharon Wilson. This past Wednesday, Trump protester Rakeem Jones was being led out by a group of sheriff deputies when John McGraw sucker punched Jones and then pushed him. Jones stumbled a bit and was immediately surrounded by law enforcement authorities, never attempted to arrest McGraw or escort him out. McGraw even bragged about the pleasure he got in hitting the black man in an interview following the event. "I enjoyed knocking the out of that big mouth," McGraw told Inside Edition. "We don't know who he is, but we know he's not acting like an American. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him," McGraw said. McGraw, 74, was apprehended and is being charged with assault and disorderly conduct. Also read or watch at ChicagoDefender.com. Chicago Defender choices for the hot political races. TV One, CNN to host Ohio Democratic Presidential Town Hall, and Girl Scout troop still waiting for money from Oscars cookie sales. Thousands of dollars promised, but not a dime received. For more on these stories and other up-to-date news, and to get your weekly subscription, visit ChicagoDefender.com. The news today is sponsored by Mrs. Indecent Exposure Aromatherapy Bath and Body. Visit MRSNDEXPO.com today and get lucky in love. Take 20% off of our entire Kama Sutra line. That's our Kama Sutra line, where we make love better. Visit us today again online at MRSNDEXPO.com. This has been your Chicago Defender News, and we'll be right back with more of the family meeting.
After I tell you about my shower this week.
Okay.
So I had a rough week this week. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really rough. I mean, I was really kind of feeling like Oscar the Grouch.
Oh,
I
what
was literally
happened?
living in a trash can. I was
Trash can?
Yeah, it was like,
Oh, that's
grouchy and
deep.
stuff.
Yeah, you was low.
Yeah. And Snuffleupagus was bothering me. But I tell you what, after I used that soap, man, felt like Big Bird.
Ooh. All
Felt like
fluffy.
Big Bird, man. I
All
was happy as hell.
fluffy. That's what's up.
Kind of weird, kind of,
I like Big Bird.
big old giant bird is kind of like pterodactyl or something. Yeah, that was great, man. It's big. Woke up the next day. Oscar. For that moment, I like Big Bird.
Well, at least you got some temporary momentarily relief.
All right, we'll be back, y'all.
your favorite progressive voices, Bill Press, Stephanie Miller, Tom Hartman, Norman Goldman, Amy Goodman, and Alan Combs, all on one station. This is 820 AM WCPT Willow Springs, 92.5 WCPT FM DeKalb, 92.7 FM WCPY Arlington Heights, 99.9 FM WCPQ Park Forest, and streaming worldwide at chicagosprogressivetalk.com. This is Chicago's Progressive Talk.
The name of my business is Mrs. Indecent Exposure. Stop in and check out our Forbidden Fruit bath bombs. We have Orgasmic Fantasy, and for the men, we have Extremely Sexy bath bombs. We also feature a Little Mrs. and a Little Masters line, a tween line, if you will. We're located at 6916 West North Avenue in Chicago, 773-417-3223. Mrs. Indecent Exposure, MRSNDEXPO.com.
Are you one of the 78% of Americans who'd like to speak with someone about a long-term care plan? Did you know that only 16% have had that conversation? Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. One of the Polaris agents in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa can provide you with useful material, like what long-term care currently costs and what it could cost in the coming years, according to the Genworth 2012 Cost of Care Study. With information like this, you'll have the power to plan. Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. Don't outlive your financial resources.
The Howard University online EMBA is tailor-made for busy professionals seeking a competitive edge in business and government organizations. Their 18-month program also connects you through their elite networking and professional development events, including an optional trip to China. For more information, go to howardemba.com.
This is Pam Jackson, business consultant in Chicago. Welcome back to the family meeting.
773-763-9278 is the number. That's 773-763-9278. We're talking about presidential politics. It's voting day Tuesday here in Illinois. I guess it's early voting. You can do early voting too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know how long that's been going on, but you can do that as well. I'm voting on Tuesday, and I haven't decided yet. I may decide by the end of the broadcast. But I know Bernie got 3 votes so far today. I think maybe got one from Tressa. She got a Hillary vote over here. Personally, I've maintained this all along. I think the presidential candidate choice, the whole thing, both sides of the parties, it's like choosing between getting stabbed and shot. I really don't think there's much of a choice. You got to choose the least of them, the one that irritates you the least.
I heard it put so eloquently. It was one of my friends said it's kind of like choosing which STD you would be most comfortable with.
Yes. Wow. You want AIDS, you want chlamydia.
Exactly.
I mean, really, because the candidates that we would really want, it's hard for a candidate we would really want to rise, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, and Elizabeth Warren. Who's the senator from Minnesota that used to be a comedian on Saturday Night Live? You know what I'm talking about? No. Look up the senator from Minnesota. I forget his name now.
Oh, yeah.
But he is so incredibly serious now. When you see him in interviews, and he does very few interviews now. I think he'd be a tremendous presidential candidate. What's his name?
I'm looking it up now.
Well, Rob's looking him up. We'll get some more calls here while Rob's doing that. Let me see who's been holding the longest here. That would be Lemon. Lemon, what's up, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
Sure can. Sound like you had a party, man. Why didn't you invite me, bro?
No, man. Sorry, I'm in a restaurant. Hold up a second.
Okay.
I wanted to speak on the fact that, and I know I'm gonna end up making a bunch of people mad because that's what I do.
So what? Who cares, right?
Yeah, well, I'm named after a fruit, so I can't really cry too much about it. But the deal is that we often see the right voting against their own interest,
mm-hmm.
where you see them vote against policies for raising the minimum wage. You know, they don't like Obamacare. Like, they get mad at federal government doing anything with medicine. And it's real easy to point out when you see this. But what I'm afraid of, and this is, of course, my own personal opinion, that this blind devotion that we have to the Clintons is playing out the same way on our side. If you really step back and look at what the Clintons' policy has been for us, few things beyond, with the exception of slavery and Jim Crow, have kneecapped us as bad as the mega expansion of the prison industrial complex.
Good point.
And one of the things that I see on Hillary supporters is how they downplay things that the Clintons have done, as if, oh, these were just poor decisions, or, you know, I like to say that if you come up on a resume for a nice job, and it's like you're looking at the resume and like, oh, Miss Clinton, how you doing? Have a seat. You know, I see here you have excellent communication skills, and you've got some foreign policy experience, and you're a good typist and everything. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Clinton. Did you really vote yes on war with Iraq? You mean $2 trillion, 5,000 dead Americans, 800,000 dead Iraqi civilians, and the rise of ISIS? I'm sorry, ma'am. That's such a catastrophic mistake that we're not going to be able to overlook that. And thank you for your time, and best of luck to you. If you can actually overlook something as huge as destroying, at this point, 2 generations of black youth with the drug war, destroying our country's national treasure and the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent people, and one of the most evil terrorist organizations we've ever seen. You know, I just don't understand how we can blindly follow the Clintons without actually looking at the fact that much of what they've done some good stuff, you know, but if you weigh it out in terms of the black community, there's, no matter how much they may sincerely like us or even sincerely care about us, their policies have been hell on us.
So watch this, Lemon. I think you'll like this. So I agree with you 100%. And what I like to do, and I think this was the case for Rahm as well, it is because of those things that we can hold her or them accountable. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not endorsing Hillary or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you're right. You should be able to say that, and you should be able to hold her to account for that and let her know that we're watching. And if we see you slip in that direction again, you have no more support. There's an argument to be made to support her.
If you look at the history of how the Democrats play us, every 4 years they come and they promise us the moon, and after those 4 years over with, they forget all about us. I don't see how this is going to be any different.
That's true.
You know, one of the things that I like about Bernie Sanders is that he's asking us to dream. And we had a caller just a minute ago who was poo-pooing free college tuition, and I'm going to tell you something right now. All right, and you need to. I would hope that the audience thinks about this. Free college tuition would change the game. You understand? That means that the most destitute, depressed little shorty right now with no hope of trying to get out of where he's going now can dream about doing it. Go to school and get your degree. You out of here. And there's no other thing that I know in a singular piece of movement that would change the game so heavily. This excuse that I keep hearing, like, well, it'd be free for rich kids. It's already free for them. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that once you make college tuition free, which they have in many of powerful countries in the world, you know, like Germany, for instance, an economic superpower, that changes the game. That means that, like, we'll still have institutional racism to deal with and a whole lot of stuff, but now we can dream to do anything. Any kid, anywhere, in any depressed situation now has an opportunity to get the hell out of there.
So the only caveat I have with the free college, and I agree with you, this should be that way, is that it adversely impacts HBCUs. And if I could see that it has a provision to support those, then I can get out with Bernie's policy.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that 100%. There should be something in there for people who choose to go to historically black colleges to be able to keep that, because I don't want to see them go away. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. But I wanted to also, you know, we are people of dreamers, man. I mean, nobody dreams more, in my opinion, than the African-American community. We had the dream of being free one day. We had the dream about maybe the Klan not coming in and killing us. And now I got Hillary telling me that we don't dream now because you're not going to be able to get free college. You know, it may be logistically difficult. There may be a lot of obstacles, but we shouldn't not dream and go for what's best for us.
Yeah, because the Democrats, you're right. The Democrats walk into negotiation conceding before they do anything. You're right. So I agree with you that taking a hard left, as it were, position is a good place to start in negotiating, and then end up maybe where Clinton is. But you don't start where Clinton is. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the thing is, as much as I am not a Bernie bot, there are plenty of things. My grandfather taught me to look at this from a scientific perspective, not from my feelings or I like the way they look. Or no. I don't do any of that. What I do is line up what their positives are. He taught me how to do this. You write it down, and then you write what their negatives are, and then you see how it balances out. And
he stole that from Ben Franklin too, you know.
Did he really? My grandfather didn't steal nothing, man.
He stole it from Ben Franklin, man. It's the Ben Franklin T-chart, man. I made that up. Yeah, grandson, I made that up.
Yeah, come on, man. So the thing is, if you also, and I'm gonna throw this last caveat out here, on climate change, Hillary ain't gonna do nothing. You best believe that. You understand? And steadily, while everybody's not really paying attention to this issue the way we should be, we got 10 million Ethiopians. We got no food. We got 3.5 million Honduras and El Salvadorans who are running out of food. We got all this crazy stuff going on in the world. It's coming our way, and Hillary's pro-fracking. You can't be trying to deal with climate change if you pro-fracking. So
I hear you, man.
I'm just saying, man.
Go on and eat your biscuit, man. Eat your biscuit, man. I appreciate it.
It's a burrito, brother. Come on.
Oh, okay. Get your biscuit to go with it, man. Burritos and biscuits to go together. BB. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm good though, right? I'm good, right?
You good, man. You good.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
bro.
Peace. That's Lemon, man. Eat this biscuit. Let's get Tony from Downers Grove. Damn, the phone's filled up on us. Tony, what's up, man?
Hi, how you doing? I'm trying to convince you to do Bernie. You're up to 4 to Bernie, right? 4 votes for Bernie. I'm going to be number 5, okay?
Okay. Good. Give it to us, man.
There's a video on YouTube, Bernie Sanders versus Hillary Clinton. You got to watch it and show how he's consistently been the same policies. Everything is wonderful. And he's not changed his mind. She changes her mind every time. She just goes with the flow.
Yeah, that's a good thing about Bernie. He's consistent. He's been the same. Whether you like him or not, he's been the same.
And he marched with MLK, and he just, I just don't understand how the African-American community can turn their back on him and go for Hillary. And she hasn't done crap for the African-American community.
Yeah. Hey, man, post that video on our Facebook page, would you?
What's your Facebook page?
Wow, man, you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to say, I'm always there. It's the Family Meeting Radio.
I'm a new listener here, guys.
Okay, the Family Meeting Radio.
Family Meeting Radio. Okay, I will do that.
Okay, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
We got a Bernie voter again. They're adding up on you, Tressa. Them Bernie voters, they're adding up on you, man.
You know what?
I don't know what. What's his last name?
Mr. Lemon. I tell you what.
Like that? You hear a grunt
I
like
tell
that?
you what. You have Miss Azalee that is holding again. She would like to speak directly to Mr. Lemon's comment.
Okay.
She's on line 9. Can you please?
Well, I can't because okay. As long as she keep it brief.
She's gonna keep it brief. She said.
Azalee, what did he say?
Well, he was talking about the drugs and the prison things, and he was blaming that on President Clinton and the Clinton administration. Actually, the drugs definitely belong to the Republicans.
Reagan. That's a Reagan thing.
Right. Also, when Clinton was in office, American people, we are not astute about who we should vote for. So most of his administration, the Congress was controlled, as both houses, controlled by the Republicans. Now, a President Bernie Sanders or a President Clinton or a President anybody can only do so much. We see the problem President Obama's having. Only do so much when you have the Republicans in control.
Yeah, but Azalee, I think he's right, though. I think that Clinton authored the crime bill, didn't he?
And you know what? Bills come from the Congress.
No. The president can author and present it to the Congress. The Congress has to process it. So the president can author a bill.
Well, okay, I will have to look that up, but I'm positive that he could not have, if he authored it, that means he did want it, but he could not have, stopped it if the Congress intended for it to go through, because they can always override a veto.
Right.
So,
well, he didn't veto
yeah.
it either, though. He didn't veto it, so he clearly
but
signed off on it.
what good would it do? What good? Well, my point is that as voters, we have to not just vote for the president. We must vote the Congress, because the president, whoever that is, cannot do those things that they say they're going to do.
Right.
Without the Congress.
It requires more. Right. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
We had you on twice today, so you win. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
See, I presume she's older than we are.
Mm-hmm.
I did that out of respect.
Yes, you did.
You don't tell Mama shut up. Don't
No,
call her in the
you
morning.
don't. No,
do
you
that,
don't.
Right?
Mm-mm.
Don't do that.
And she had some valid points.
You're not even supposed to think about doing
Mm-mm.
I didn't even think about that.
You know,
It didn't cross my mind.
I would have to pose this question to both of you. Even though Bill Clinton authored the crime bill, did he author that crime bill specifically for Black Americans?
No. Okay, we ain't gonna go there.
Come
Well,
on
no,
now.
I'm sure he didn't. I'm
Exactly. So
I'm
it
certain
was-
he didn't.
he
But,
did-
but I'm
he-
also certain that he didn't take into account the impact it would have on people of color.
Okay. Did people of color have any play in that at all? Did we not?
You're not finna blame the victim here.
I'm not going to blame the
I know
victim.
you ain't.
All I'm
I ain't
saying is
gonna let
that
you.
we have choices. And when we make choices that put us on the wrong side of the law,
Okay. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Cummings, financial literacy coach. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
25 years, the Center for Economic Progress has helped low-income working families become more financially stable through our free tax and financial services. This also promotes sound financial practices and increases financial well-being by providing year-round workshops and one-on-one financial coaching at no cost. Our services are available in 15 communities across metropolitan Chicago and central Illinois. Visit the Center for Economic Progress at www.economicprogress.org or call us at 312-252-0280.
The Law Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you, whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9-LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
Think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right. You better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Hello, this is Jade Phillips, and I'm a management consultant in Chicago. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Presidential politics is what we're talking about today. Yeah, it's just as confusing. It's not something you can cover in 2 hours, but you certainly don't going to get the full scoop from CNN or CNBC or MSNBC or Fox. They're not going to give it to you. It irks me to all end to watch CNN now, because that's all they cover is politics.
Yeah.
MSNBC, the same thing. Fox, it's all politics all day. And it's difficult to look at all day. I don't want to see that stuff. I watch Al Jazeera. Really, if you ever watch Al Jazeera news?
I have.
You can actually get news there.
You can.
Global news.
Real news.
Right.
The truth.
With a global perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So they interview people from overseas who can give you the feel for how they feel about what's going on here. It's actually interesting.
Have you seen that?
Go ahead.
That is very interesting, how the world is watching this election very, very closely.
No question.
And how they feel about the Republican frontrunner that is not a good thing.
I was watching Mitt Romney's speech. Mitt Romney did a speech on Donald Trump a few weeks ago.
He tried to talk him down.
And he had this quote that he made that I thought was real interesting and insightful to a way of thinking, from about our democracy. He said, Ronald Reagan used to quote a Scottish philosopher who predicted that democracies and civilizations wouldn't last much longer than a couple hundred years.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, John Adams wrote this: remember, democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself. There never was a democracy yet that did not commit suicide. I said,
yes.
That's scary. And the earth's coming to an end and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let me get to more of these calls here today. Let's get, okay, so here's the deal. I got a lot of calls holding. I know you guys are there. I see Shannon, Mike, Paul from Seattle. Give us the weather report. Faith, Matt, Steve from the Gold Coast, Danny Allen, and Tommy's there. I got to get Tommy in, don't I?
Yeah.
Should I get Tommy in?
Yeah, of course. Why should you get Tommy in?
I didn't see Tommy there, man. I didn't see Tommy. Tom, what's up, man?
Very quickly, let me run this down for you. You see, the preamble says, we the people in order to form a better government. Well, watch this. The bottom line of all of this is, on one hand, you got these people calling in here talking about Sanders would be a better choice and Democrats ain't did nothing for us and stuff. And the fact of the matter simply is this. World War II would find America in its most popular position in the country based upon the fact 17 million jobs were created. Blacks and women went into the free market for the first time and was able to have a fair share of income. Mm-hmm. Income rose during this time. What am I trying to say to you people? We have been fleeced. America is being fleeced because, in case you're not keeping up with current understandings, everything that's happening in the presidential race right now is one big distraction. Because the bottom line of it is, to the individual who says, Barry Sanders says, dream, try dreaming when you got a red notice on your table and they're about to put your behind in the street. For the lady who wants to sit up and talk about Bill Clinton introduced the bill, he signed the bill, 3 strikes and you're out, based upon the statistical data of how many individuals were going to jail, and it wasn't white people. I mean, it comes a point in time when an individual has to understand, because the drugs came to your neighborhood, did you have to use them? When they told you that they were going to put your behind in jail if you did X, Y, Z, did you have to do it? How long do you think a common person will continue to cry for you when you do these things that clearly say you're an idiot? So let me just close with this, because the ending of all of this simply is this. None of these people are talking about helping the people who need to be helped the most, which is the citizens of the United States of America, who, by the way, never voted for a world economy. Try talking about that. And the hell with these Democrats and these Republicans, because neither one of them is going to do anything for you. Since 2008 to the present time, the government has been in gridlock. Now, what makes you think that Hillary Clinton or Sanders all of a sudden is going to go in there and the Republicans are going to say, oh, it's cool by y'all, because somebody went and voted for Barack Obama and then decided I didn't get a job, I'll never vote again. And with that, I'll take 1,000 blue pills, and it still won't change the reality of idiots.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, he got it in, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's my man, Tommy. He's going to take 1,000 blue pills. I think you should be careful, Tom. Really. I think you should, man. That's not going to be healthy. All right, let's get some more calls here. You guys, I got to run rapid fire through these things. We got a lot of calls today. How about Matt? Matt, what's up, man?
Folks, how you doing? I'll make this much faster than I did last week. We have a man who came to this city, decided not to get up on stage, which actually, to be quite frank with you, I think made things about 1,000 times worse than if he actually did speak. And we have a lady who is photographed with a Nazi salute. And then she has the audacity to get on television. Don't ask me what network. I can't remember. And she says, "Oh, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a racist. I was just making fun of everybody else who was protesting." And I'm sitting there thinking, has everybody gone insane? These people hand out Mein Kampf at these rallies, and they expect us not to think that these people are racist. Now, I will tell you, I know a few people who have decided to vote for Trump. They are good people. However, I have also unfriended them from Facebook, and they will stay unfriended because they are also stupid, but I shall not name them. However, not everybody that is associated with Trump is a racist. And what this man is doing is that he is making sure that every single person on this planet looks at us as Americans and says, we are racist, we are homophobes, and we need to fight back against that because I'm a Democrat. Donald Trump does not represent me. When you all come over here and start getting mad at us, please understand, not everybody agrees with this man.
Amen.
And something needs to change. And as a final note, Lady B, it kills me that you got a fiance, but I'll live somehow. Everybody have a good week.
All right, man. I didn't know Lady B had a fiance.
I think
he was talking about
Lady B got a
Teresa.
fiance?
No, I think he's confusing what Teresa said with what Lady B said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Al Franken, that's the senator
Senator.
from Minnesota.
Fantastic presidential candidate. You ever seen this guy? He'd be a fantastic. I would vote for that guy.
Yeah.
He's all business. He's all serious business. Okay, let's get Shannon from Darien. Shannon, what's up?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I know you're pressed for time, so make it as quick as I can. I've only been listening to you the last few weeks. I usually listen on my way home from work on Sunday, so I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as far as just generally speaking, the Trump versus Sanders versus Hillary, and you already touched upon it with Sanders, with Bernie. If you look back, I mean, I of course watched a YouTube video of him, but for the last 34 years, however long he's been in politics and a senator, he has maintained time and again. And as far as what his stances are, I really do feel like he is for the common citizen of the United States. I feel like he's backed it up, and he has. I know there was a question like he wouldn't fight, or fight dirty. But I feel like he's always just maintained. I don't think, I mean, he hasn't given in. So that's one thing. Trump, I can't even begin. I have no words, but I have a lot of words for him. There is no substance there. When you watch him speak, he throws out these enormous taglines or these big sentences for people, but then he doesn't back it up with anything, with either numbers or whatever. So yes, he's speaking to these people like, yeah, Trump is going to do this. He's a great businessman. But really, I want somebody that has the numbers and the history that's going to back it up.
So these are people who don't really care, though.
Okay.
These are people who don't really care, Shannon.
Oh, right. I call it the cult. It's the cult of Trump. They're following blindly. He could tell them to drink the Kool-Aid, and they're going to drink the Kool-Aid. So there's no questioning him. So that's disheartening. Understand that. That is. I mean, my mom's a Trump supporter, and she's very steadfast. And you cannot talk to her. You cannot talk her down, so to speak. So, so basically, you just sort of have to give up on the debate with them. But the last thing
please
with
apologize for me too, because I called them lunatics, and I didn't mean that about your mother.
Well, no. Well, I would say she's just very misguided. Let's put it that way.
Right, you're gonna get a whooping tonight when you get home.
Well, luckily we live far apart, but
She can't whoop you then.
she actually, with Fox News, she actually in a debate with her back and forth one time, she's like, Fox News, they're fair and balanced, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've lost you. You've gone to the other side.
They're as fair and balanced as MSNBC. No.
It's getting worse and worse. And so the last thing about Hillary is if you go back with her, she has flip-flopped so many times. She has lied. I mean, I know that that's a big thing. Trump supporters are always like, she's a liar. She's responsible for Benghazi's murder on her hands and things like that. But if you at least, even if you take that out of the equation, like the NAFTA thing, she's the one that she was in on it, so to speak. And now how many years later, she's gone and said, oh, well, I don't, or was a bad idea or whatever, however she worded it. So I'm just very bothered by that. Like somebody that could stand behind something and then lie about the fact that they stood behind it. Like I want her to take ownership of things, and I don't have respect for her in that manner.
Yeah.
And that's just one example. There's many more, but we could go on and on. But
Shannon, drive safe, girl. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, and keep it real. All right.
Okay, you got it. See ya.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Keep it real. I like that. Keep it real.
Real.
Can we just be real on a couple of things that she pointed out?
Sure.
The NAFTA bill, she was not in Congress when that was introduced. And as far as people who voted for the, what's the bill that we're talking about that imprisoned a lot of our youth, who on the ticket actually voted yes for that bill? Bernie Sanders. Now, he will say, I voted for it, yes, but it had other things in it that I liked. But nonetheless, it's his yay on there, not hers. So that's the fact.
That doesn't excuse her, though, because voting is one form of support. Verbally supporting is also a form of support. So the question is, for me, the question is, are you the type of person that can look back and say, okay, that was a mistake. That had things in it and had consequences that I didn't realize.
And she's done that.
Okay, well, and I think both have. So, you know, so yeah.
But who gets charged more? She does. She gets charged with even the things that her. No, let's just be honest. We want to keep it real.
It's cold, but it's colder.
But but we're keeping it real. She gets charged for things that even her husband did. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Hillary Clinton, to me, in the face of how her personal life and her marriage and the presidency played out nationwide, worldwide, and how she handled that scandal. Listen, we as women, we should all be standing up in support of her.
Okay, well, the first thing is, I'm not a woman. So ain't no we as woman nothing. You and Lady D can handle that.
I'm talking about we as women.
Okay, ain't no we here.
Well, please understand that. Please understand that we control half the money and all the.
Oh, now you're going to pull the money thing on us.
What is this?
We are a voice to be reckoned with.
Okay, let me get Steve in here. Let me get Steve in the You're talking crazy, man. Hey, Steve, I got to get a break in about a minute, but I wanted to get you in. What's up, man?
Well, yes, a couple of points. And an earlier caller, I mean, one, I would agree with one of the people there in the studio. Since when did, this become sort of a partnership, the Clintons? We didn't elect
exactly.
Clintons. We elected Bill Clinton, and the notion that his wife wouldn't have stood behind him, we have no idea what she.
Okay, wait. Before you go on, Steve, let's all agree that it's not about what you voted for; it's about what you support today. So
right, and what she said in order to support her husband in the 90s might have very little to do with what she personally thought. I mean, the idea that Bill and Hillary Clinton, two intelligent people who were very well educated, did not butt heads when everyone who knows their relationship knows that they butt headed all the time on policy issues. But she stood behind her husband because that's the job of a first lady.
Exactly.
The question of whether or not she actually supported some of this, we have no idea. And we still don't. And again, she didn't vote for any of it. I mean, we would not do this to a man. But we
isn't that a distraction though? What matters is what you support today.
Right,
If you can look at that
So
and
let's
say it was a
talk about
mistake.
what she supports today.
Well, I did that. I'm doing
and
that.
it's also important to note that, you know what, you can be a purist when you really don't have any power and you're not forced to make compromises, you're not forced to be in the game. Then you can talk about how great a pure player you would be because you're not on the field. Hillary Clinton has made mistakes. Why? Because she's in the game. She's playing. You know, Bernie Sanders can be an ideologue. He's a wonderful man. I think he's got great values. And the reason you can hold on to those values is because you're never going to be in a position to have to make the tough choices because you're not going to get into office. And that's the difference. When Bernie Sanders actually has to make the tough choices, I want to see if he can hold on to those principles and say, I'm going to stand firm. And lastly, with regard to education, with all due respect to the gentleman, you know, the reason that other nations can afford to send everyone to college is because they don't send everyone to college. If we are going to have publicly funded education and on a system that's akin to other nations, it means you take tests when you're in junior high and high school, and you don't get to be the C student who goes on to college.
Exactly.
Well, listen now.
That dream goes by the wayside. The only reason that exists in the United States is because you take out those loans, and as a C student, if you want to try and pursue college, that's on you because the
But careful, Steve. Careful, Steve. Careful now. Bernie's it's important that he distinguishes between those who qualify and don't.
And that's exactly the point. But the gentleman was acting, you know, he was talking about, you know, we have dreamers in this country. Yes, we have D+ people who think they can go on to earn a PhD in physics. Not going to happen. And frankly, quite frankly, you and I and everyone else shouldn't be paying for that.
I think I heard differently. I think what I heard from him is if you got he called him a shorty. If you got a young child who knows that path is available, if you behave the next 7 or 8 years in school, then it's a game changer.
But that path is available now.
Not really.
Yes, it is.
Listen to me.
Are you telling me that somebody is out there being
No.
social and criminal and negating their education
No.
because they're saying to themselves,
I'm not.
I'm not going to be able to pay for college.
I'm not. What I'm saying to you is there are people who are in 4th and 5th grade who don't see a path to college.
What do you mean don't see a path to college?
They don't see a path to college. They can't afford it.
I was public.
No. Steve, I think you're missing the point, man. He's talking about a game changer in terms of your psyche. There are kids out there, believe it or not, there are kids out there who can't see a path. Not that it's not possible, that it's not something my family does. It's not in the cards.
Exactly. And free college isn't going to change that. K through 12 would change that. Attitudes in terms of family. And
but you got to have the right mindset in K through 12 to get there.
That starts at home. That's not a government issue.
Some people lose hope. Some people lose hope early in the process, and you never have
nothing to do with free college.
It has a lot to do. If the possibilities improved, then you behave differently.
If the possibilities are so, in other words, we've undergone a lot of different changes in terms of after K through 12 education in terms of college, and yet we haven't seen any of that reflected in terms of changes in the way in which people behave. As a matter of fact, the more expensive college became, the lower the crime rate went in this country. How do we explain that?
I never even heard that.
Yes, over the last 20 years, college has become more expensive than ever. Over the last 20 years, we've seen the most dramatic drop in crime in the last 50 years.
Yeah, but how about enrollment in college, though? I mean, you can have listen. That statistic can go a lot of different ways. You could attribute the drop in crime to the fact that more people are locked up; they can't commit crime.
Well, no.
Or some people just realize that college is not for them. My oldest son.
Or their ass is locked up.
No.
A crime.
My oldest son said that to me.
Are we seriously going to contend that the people who are locked up were on somebody's list to be admitted to a college somewhere?
No, nobody ever said that. What I'm saying to you is you can't attribute necessarily a drop in crime with a raise in college prices. You can't do that necessarily. At the same time, you have more people getting locked up.
So yes, we have more people locked up, but again, the people who were getting locked up had nothing to do with people who were in college.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But anyway, I'm beyond Steve. I appreciate it as always. Thanks again.
I see.
Statistics, stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
This is Dr. Steve Johnson from Howard University. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
This is Richard Chu, owner of First Capital Insurance Group, and my message: do what is doable. We each have a different measure of financial success. My mission is to help you define your financial goals in light of a realistic budget and time horizon. I want you to have a great year and a great life, but we have to keep it real. Is your retirement plan giving you the protection, interest rate, and cash you'll need in retirement? If you've had issues with your 401k, IRA, or other financial programs, give us a call. We have proven solutions and we can help. My direct number is 312-243-3907. Let's talk soon, or visit my website, firstcig.com. That's the number 1, stcig.com.
Polaris is introducing a new way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITFASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
My name is Sharon Cooper, and I am the sister of Sandra Bland. I am a Chicagoland business professional working in the professional services field. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Okay, so we got to go rapid fire for these last group of calls here. We've been talking presidential politics. Let me do this because I'm supposed to do this, and I don't do it every week like I'm supposed to, right? Find us on Facebook at The Family Meeting Radio. Post your comments and thoughts there. We continue the conversation all week long. You can find us on Twitter because of what, Rob?
Twits.
At TFM Radio Show, live streaming on our YouTube channel for The Family Meeting. You can find us everywhere. And believe it or not, that's changing. You're going to see us a lot more places. Okay, so let me hit these calls here. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what the weather's like in Seattle today. Paul, what's up, man?
Oh, the weather is stormy.
Oh, great. Congratulations on that.
Yep. It's stormy and windy, so
all right, well, wait till Trump gets there. You have a great time then.
blow him right out.
Like we did here in Chicago.
Yeah, you gonna be out there
with make it in this weather.
Really?
We got Chicago wind on steroids here. It's northwest windstorm day. So
okay.
But let me get back to what Steve was talking about
because you got a minute, man. I got to get this in.
Okay.
Man. All right.
For the most part, Steve, you're way off.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about publicly funded colleges. Let's not call it free college. Let's call it fully publicly funded state colleges.
Yeah.
So 100 years ago, you had to pay to go to high school. Now let's not compare statistics of how many people are enrolled in college versus crime. Let's talk about what the middle class was 100 years ago. 100 years ago, you had to pay for college. Most people did. My grandfather graduated from the 8th grade. My grandmother didn't go to the 4th grade because 1911 or 1912, living on a farm, what does she need to do? Go further. The rich did. The rich people they paid to go to what they call prep school and then on to college. Okay. And it wasn't until the opportunity, Eric, as you point out, in 1920, when we started having state-funded high schools, that we had a middle class that started to grow. In 1916, we still had child labor working in mines, mills, and factories. So those kids were not going to school. They were working in mines, mills, and factories.
Yeah, my grandfather dropped out of school in 4th grade.
Same with my grandmother. Okay, so, but it wasn't until the opportunity for high school was available that more people, and now you wouldn't think of not going, nobody would think of not going to high school.
Very few. Very few would
drop out because, you know, if you don't at least get that far, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Now, relating that to the next thing, which is healthcare, the reason college tuition is going up is because states are pulling money out of colleges. And why? Because it's costing states a lot of money for their own healthcare costs, for the state employees and for Medicaid. And this actually, I read this in, you're familiar with Ezekiel Emanuel, Rahm's brother, has a book called Reinventing the American Healthcare System. He talks about that, how the high cost of healthcare for the states is what's causing the states not to be able to afford having to devote less of their tax money, and you can't raise taxes, so less of that money goes to the colleges, so tuition naturally has to go up. So we can have state-funded colleges, fully state-funded colleges. The thing I'll say about healthcare, I know I'm running out of time, this idea of selling insurance across state lines, in that case, it becomes interstate commerce. The Constitution says only the U.S. Congress can regulate interstate commerce. So once, and these insurance companies, they already have a presence. State Farm, Farmers, Nationwide, they already have a presence in every state. Yeah. What they want is to have the regulations, consumer protection regulations, that your state insurance commissioner is responsible for, and that's a person that you vote for state insurance commissioner. They want those removed.
They want to circumvent those. Exactly. Right.
Exactly. But yet every peculiarity of a given state in terms of, in this state, there happens to be more cancer. We're going to raise our rates here, but they don't want the state insurance commissioner to get involved. So if you want to talk about Obamacare being big government health care, it's selling insurance across state lines is about to be the biggest type of government health care because it's regulated only by the United States Congress. And the other thing about that is it really doesn't do anything to address the problem of increasing medical costs. It's not that the fact that the insurance companies can't sell insurance across state lines that's driving up the cost of health care at GDP plus 2% every year. That's not the problem, because we can see that because 85% before Obamacare, 85% of people had health insurance with through their employer anyway. That wasn't the problem. It's other things. It's standardizing costs. Right. Is the main thing. Right. The thing that's making healthcare costs
only because you're the smartest dude in the whole wide world today. I'll let you go on.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Let's get to who's next? Let's get to Mike from what's BB? What's BB?
Bolingbrook.
Bolingbrook. That's the thing. Bolingbrook, the BB.
Bolingbrook.
Yeah, I'm from the BB, baby. What's up, Mike?
How you guys doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm sorry, I gotta give you a minute, bro. We're up against the clock today.
Okay, I just want to pull out a couple of points. First thing is Hillary is more to the right than Bernie Sanders is. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of favoring Bernie right now, because I haven't made up my mind. I want to see what this town hall meeting has to bring to light. Trump is like the bully in the playground, okay, that hawks media, and the media just focuses on everything he says, and every time there's something that's negative towards Trump, he does something to bring the media back to him.
Right.
So, that's how he's getting his followers. The other thing is the school system. In order to empower blacks, because we have lost power as far as economically. We can't own businesses. We can't even open businesses in our neighborhoods. We're easy to attack each other for simple reasons. What we need, and where I feel, and that nobody's pushing it, they're pushing this college, okay. The majority of the cities that are populated by blacks are all fighting to get funding for the teachers and to get schooling and to get books and to get, to get educated for the kids. So if you get free college, the majority of these black kids are not going to be able to go to college anyway.
Yeah, that's
because
a good point,
they don't even have the education to go to college.
Yeah, that's a good point,
You're
man.
going to have a few, but then again, the majority overall. So what you need to do is you need to have a program that's going to educate at fees. You know, you can't. If you've got a classroom with 40 kids in the classroom and 35 of them hungry, you know, how you gonna teach their class?
That's true, man. Hey, Mike, I gotta move, man. I gotta move, man. You making a speech, man. Mike, you making a speech, Mike. Mike, you making a speech, man. You making a speech, bro. I gotta go, man.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. That's really what I wanted to touch on that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good call, Mike. Good call.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank you for the call,
Thanks
Mike.
again, man. Let me get to let's get to who's next here. Faith. I got faith. I have faith. What's up, girl?
Thank you, darling.
She called me darling. You hear that?
all,
I can't remember the last time somebody called me darling. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you so much for what you do. I so appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I just have to say, I'm a huge Bernie supporter. I've been following him for about 12 years now.
That sounds kind of creepy, following him, really?
Well, not following him,
Okay.
but listening to him.
Okay,
like
good.
Tom Hartman always had him on, like, on Fridays and stuff.
Right, that's right. Friday with Bernie,
But
that's right.
I think that I think people need to know he actually does have a way to pay for what he is calling for.
Yeah. Have you read his site? Have you read the policies on his site?
Yes, I have.
Good.
Yep.
How about
And he does
Hillary?
have
You
a
read
way.
Hillary's too?
Yes, I have.
Good for you, girl.
Yeah.
I have faith in faith.
And a lot of it is about like speculation on Wall Street and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could do even so much more. Even what he says, we could do so much more. Even just like 10% of the war budget,
Right.
or 20%,
Yes.
could send everyone that wanted to go to college for free. They could
That's
do
right.
that.
Faith, I appreciate it. I got to move. I appreciate
Oh,
you.
I hear you.
All right. I have
so
faith
much.
in faith. I have faith. Thank you.
you.
Okay. Let's get Danny here. Danny. What's up, man?
Yeah, here I am. Yeah, I've been waiting. Yeah, you know, the main problem that we have, I don't know what it is with us. We've struggled, and we're always ready to put up a challenge and do what we need to do. Bernie Sanders has given us something that we really need to do. This is revolutionary time. But I can't understand with my people, what is this? Did Hillary and Bill put a root on us?
A root. Okay, you need to explain that for the white folks who don't understand what a root is, man.
Because we seem to be so loyal to these two people. Hillary, you gotta vote for Hillary if she makes it. You gotta, because she's just gonna be really the status quo. Nothing is really gonna change with Hillary. But I can't understand my people. We need to start thinking for ourselves, educating ourselves, understanding that we do not live under a democracy. We live under an oligarchy. And most of my people don't even understand what that means, but they need to look it up and find out.
I think you just made a word up there, Danny. I think you just made a word up.
Huh?
Oligarchy? Did you say that?
Yeah. No, honestly, but what I'm saying, basically, we don't live under a democracy.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And we need to understand that. And Hillary is going to be the status quo. She's not going to change anything because she's part of the very problem. But you got to vote for her if she makes it. But Bernie is talking about something that's revolutionary, and we as black people should understand what being revolutionaries are.
Okay.
We're acting lazy.
I got to go, man. I appreciate it, dude. All right, man. Do that. Let's get Alan here. Last call, bro. You last call, man. You got to get it in 30 seconds, man.
Hey, Steve from Gold Coast. Correlation does not equal causation, and he knows that. He just threw that in there to confuse folks. He's way smarter than that. As far as free college, of course, we can get free college. What Clinton is talking about is incrementalism. Incrementalism is the same as conservatism, and Bernie's not a conservative. He's way to the left of that. And remember, if Hillary would not have had to go through Benghazi if she did not invade Libya and take out Gaddafi.
That's right.
A lot of problems with Libya. And remember, Republicans and people like Clinton only want four things. They want no taxes, they want privatization, monopolies, and no unions. Bernie is to the left of all those, Hillary's to the right of it.
That's right. Thanks, Alan. I appreciate it, man. Yo, we got it in, man.
And the callers. You got the
everybody. Did we get them all in or what?
Yeah.
You see that, lady? You ever seen anybody do that before? All the rest of the little idiots you got around here, they can't do that, can they? I got them all in. I hope they're listening right now, too. I got them all in. Did y'all? Y'all didn't. They waiting on you. I got them all in, and they all got a chance to say something, right?
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
right.
Pretty
Wonderful conversation today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got that in today. I still don't know who I'm voting for, but I can promise you what I am going to do. I'm going to grab my children and take them with me to the polls.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
That's why
Is
I
your
went
daddy
to the
taking
rally.
You too, Lauren? He's taking you? All right.
That's
Are you
why
18
I
yet?
went to the
Are
rally.
you 18 yet? She's voting too. Lauren's voting too. Who are you voting for? 1 for Bernie, 2 for Hillary. I'm asking Lauren. Who are you voting for? You can't talk to me. You got 1 for Bernie, 2 for Hillary. She voting for Bernie. Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I am your host, Eric Grant. What you got, Rob?
I got this from what's the name's speech.
Come on, man. Hurry up.
I'm sorry, Mitt Romney. I understand the anger Americans feel today. In the past, our presidents have challenged that anger and forged it to resolve and into endurance.
All right, you run out of time.
I am.
Yes,
I'm
out, man.
All right, I'm going.
All right, Tress. I'll let you, girl.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Peace, y'all.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk AM and FM, presenting your World News Update.
Not violence. Minutes after the Republican presidential hopeful started